Hello, friends. We welcome you to the podcast known as The Sickos. The Sickos Committee podcast is sponsored by TJ Maxx. TJ Maxx, where we ship school merchandise to different markets all across the country because we have poor logistics. Welcome to The Sickos.
Welcome, everybody, to the Sickos Committee podcast. As you may have noticed, I am not Jordan. I am once again thrust into the role of substitute Jordan. I expect that the class will respect me exactly as much as they respect Jordan, which is to say, not at all.
No, none.
Nope.
He gets no respect.
It is Sunday, April 14th, gentle listener, and we've got some guests on the show tonight. Alongside me, I have Commissioner Escalante, as always. Beth is out with a power outage, as far as we are aware. Arthur is on the ones and twos. And we've got special guests and returning champions, Adam and Brigit. Adam, how are you?
I'm good. The Home Renovation Project is still plugging along here. Readers of the Discord will know that I have gotten our ceiling, which is a wood ceiling, up. It's still in progress, but it's getting pretty close. So we hope to be, well, not completed, at least back in our bedrooms by the end of the month. Fingers crossed. So it's been a long drag.
I bet. And Brigit, how's it going for you?
I'm good. We have been having more sunny days than rainy ones, which as soon as I say that, it's going to flip. But we had the windows open. We had the sunshine. We've got 8 p.m. sunsets. We're feeling good. I can feel my soul returning to my body.
Same. It was gorgeous in Central PA today. I spent most of today in what one of my IRL coworkers and I call lizard mode, where you are outside photosynthesizing, much like a lizard on a rock.
Oh, you do that
10
too?
out of
Yeah,
10.
that's me.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, very good. Commish, how are you?
I'm great. It's been a fun weekend. I actually was able to meet up with Jordan on Friday. We ate some barbecue at a local spot in Helotes, Texas, which is a little bit like northwest side of San Antonio. And when we went to eat, we were like the last people at the barbecue place. And so they were just like, there's no more. We got nothing left. So like the barbecue place was like basically had nothing. The only thing they had was like they were out of brisket. They had like a little bit of turkey. They had some ribs. They had, I think, like some jalapeno cheddar sausage, which was delicious. So basically we're just like, okay, they said they had like maybe a rack of ribs left. So we're like, hey, let's get the rack of ribs. And then they threw in the turkey and jalapeno sausage free. So it was great. We got to eat that. And then he was visiting, I think a friend came in to visit the San Antonio, and he was driving back up to Dallas, and he was like, he left at like 5 p.m. I was like, dude, there's no way you're making it back for the podcast. I-35 is hell. No matter what Google tells you, it's a lie. So that is why he's not here, because he did not listen to the commish about leaving earlier.
Imagine that.
No respect to Jordan.
No, never. Zero respect. I expect you, as I said, I expect you all to respect me exactly the same amount. Arthur, I see that you spent $400 on merch this weekend.
Oh yeah, I did do that. I mean, I was at the Pitt spring game, which I just, great news. Like the defense looked like they just had a lot of energy. They were really physical, getting after it.
Yeah, they did.
The offense, they were really clicking. First, like they kind of started out with some easy throws and kind of built some confidence up, and then they really got after it. But the highlight of the spring game for I think everyone at least everyone that I tailgated with, was Pitt had like a clearance event just to like clear out inventory from their team store. And man, like I bought so much stuff. Like I dropped like $200 at this clearance event. But
you said 400. What, I mean, come on.
Because then I went to a different sporting event.
Oh my God, there's another store.
Okay.
So Yeah, that was at the Penguins game that I went to.
Yes.
They also had a sale, not as ridiculous as the Pitt sale, because the Pitt sale felt like very vibes based. What they charged you, like we all just picked stuff up off the racks. We're like, yeah, like this looks nice. Like I'm gonna buy this. Like in line, we're talking. We have no idea what anything is gonna ring up for. Like I just go up and it's like, yep, okay, sure. Like this is $200. Like that's great. Like I got multiple jerseys. I got like a nice like Nike hoodie.
Hell
Like
yeah.
a lot of stuff. Like when I say like it was like $200. Like I got like 6 or 7 things.
Hi, Joey.
Yeah, hi
Hello.
Joey. How are you?
I'm good. I was having mic issues, so I missed the first 3 minutes, and then it seemed like everyone was cooking, so I decided to wait another 4 minutes.
All good. Welcome.
Thank you. I want to read, and I'm not going to provide any context for this unless I'm pressed, but I want to read a text I got from my friend the other day, in full, because it is just a little insight into my life growing up. This is an old high school friend texted me for the first time in 4 years. Came across a Playboy Cardi edit of your dad earlier on TikTok. 30K likes. The end of that text.
What?
Would you like to know the information, or would you like to leave it at that?
I'm just stuck on what?
I have questions. I'm not necessarily sure that I want the answers to them, but I feel like if I don't get the answers to them... You remember that Lewis Black sketch about if it weren't for my horse, I wouldn't have spent that year in college? That's sort of where I'm at with this.
So, I will provide the context then. My dad is a former NHL hockey referee. He now referees just in some local events on the side, just to get out of the house. And because he's a former NHL referee, nobody will tell him what to do. So he wears an old vintage helmet from like the 70s, just because, again, who's going to tell him no? And he refereed at some showcase, and some Zoomer TikTokers happened to be playing. So they took a video of him wearing his vintage helmet and set it to Playboy Cardi, and has 30K likes on TikTok right now.
Incredible. Very good.
And my sister is in a McDonald's ad with Lil Yachty. And here I am with the hottest rapper, Commish Escalante.
That's right.
There we go.
All right. With that, I think it is time to get into the things that we are actually supposed to talk about on this show.
There's stuff on the notes.
There's some things on the notes.
Yeah, there's a lot of things on the notes. Do we go through all those? Maybe not. Who knows?
Yeah. Imagine us following directions. But anyway, and this one is perfect and extremely on brand for us. Arthur is just like pulling up things that he got at the merch sale to show to us.
Man, it's a wearable sleeping
Is that
bag.
a sleeping bag?
It's a wearable sleeping bag.
Yeah, it's something called a wearable sleeping bag. Apparently, this is like a trendy brand, but
Lululemon's wearable sleeping bag.
It's like a sleeping bag that you can then like I guess unzip the feet and like roll it up and walk around in it. So I was in like the Penguins team store at the arena after the game, and I was talking with like someone who worked there, and she was talking about how like they'd ordered them because they were super trendy, but then like no one at the Penguins games like bought them or like knew what they were. So I got one for like way cheaper than they retail for, like even the ones that aren't team branded.
Part of me wants one of those, especially for like campsites when I'm just out, like when you don't want to just have a blanket wrapped around you.
It'd be good for like November college football games.
Or like the fire outside the fire pit where it's just a little bit cold.
Just walking around watching pit football.
I feel like that's
living my best life, clearly.
Yeah.
So, Northwestern, as we know, as we have discussed on the show, because we attempted to buy pieces of dearly departed Ryan Field, Northwestern has demolished Ryan Field, is demolishing. Saw that the press box was the last thing standing, which feels perfect. They have announced that they will be playing most of their home games in 2024 and 2025 at their practice field, which is directly on Lake Michigan, and it's going to be sort of a like Hawaii, like we're putting up some temporary bleachers and playing at the practice field thing. How do we feel about this? I am very pro.
Northwestern football, surprisingly, not the biggest shipwreck in the Great Lakes.
Man, that's good. That's good stuff right there.
Honestly, I would prefer playing on an actual football field than seeing any games played at Wrigley Field.
I am interested to see what the seating is going to look like.
So
like, are they gonna sailgate it where you?
So they're gonna have 15,000, and it's gonna be basically built up like what Hawaii did with their athletic complex,
but just with an open side.
It looks like one side's going to be open. I don't think they're able to build on that side, honestly.
Oh, we should sailgate the shit out of this, though.
So yes, and this is my immediate thought was like, can we sailgate Lake Michigan and watch Northwestern football here?
I'm shocked that they think they can fit 15,000 seats around, because it's not like there's a lot of space.
15,
like
1-5.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, was the Chicago Fire
Stadium 50,000
I was like,
did
he say 50?
Northwestern football?
The big house, but
Ryan
on
Field
Lake
was that
Michigan,
big.
and it's just
the boathouse.
No, because like they built their practice facility right on the water, and it's very picturesque. It's good for like when they want to do a photo shoot of players coming out of Lake Michigan for some reason.
Yes, I mean,
but
that's
looking just at like
Aquaman
how much
plays
space
football
they
for
have,
Northwestern.
like I'm shocked that if they're able to fit that many stands in that area. And I also like, what are they going to do in terms of like
parking?
Support facility? Well, parking is always going to be a mess on a college campus, but like just in terms of like concessions and like bathrooms, like
food trucks.
Because I feel like if you're Northwestern,
porta potty,
you are maybe not necessarily like the biggest football program in the Big Ten, but like you have donors, you have influential people. And I feel like those aren't necessarily the type of people that are going to sit in bleachers. You know, like a lot of what college stadiums are doing now, that's like really important for them to court donors to drive revenue, is those kind of premium areas, right? Like your club sections, that sort of thing. And it will be very funny to me if like the Northwestern like big boosters are sitting in bleachers and using like porta potties.
So I'm looking at a picture of it right now, and I'm just wondering because right adjacent to the practice football field is the lacrosse and soccer stadium, which does seat a couple. It looks like maybe 3,500. So I'm wondering if the plan is to just fuck the soccer and lacrosse teams and just use that lot on one stadium.
Dude, like the women's lacrosse team is a power at Northwestern.
I wouldn't. I feel like you have a much better chance at a championship.
I have an idea what they're going to do with the rich folks. We're going to post it in the chat.
Ooh.
There you go. Just the dinner in the sky, the pop-up suites for the rich Northwestern donors. We will sit above the field, hanging on a crane. That's what they're going to do.
You know the carnival ride that's like the big drop or the sky drop, whatever your local place calls it? That's what I'm picturing with this dining table setup.
It's totally going to be great. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I have a mental image of that on top of a barge in Lake Michigan, and so you can watch like every third play.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Only like a barge or a yacht or just some like aquatic vessel that will make them feel fancy enough.
Monaco.
Yeah.
I'm imagining Jabba the Hutt pulling up to a Northwestern game on his barge. Like
I just want to see
ready to party.
Like some fancy people on yachts. And just some regular folks just coming up in their kayaks.
Yes.
And they've just got giant dry bags full of beer.
Perfect.
And who's going to stop them? Nobody.
So this one that I found, it's a dinner in the sky, Malaysia. And so I was just like, I'm imagining the thing is like dinner in the sky, Evanston. So when this got announced, I wanted to say I tweeted something kind of crazy here. But we can go over the schedule for Northwestern. Their home games in 2024 is Miami, Ohio, and that's in August 31st. So the weather shouldn't be too bad yet. They have 2 games in September, Duke and Eastern Illinois. Then they welcome the Hoosiers. That's in the beginning of October. They play Wisconsin mid-October, which that's rumored to be at a bigger stadium like Lambeau. Then they have Ohio State, which they're stating that it could be Wrigley, but nothing is confirmed as of yet. And then the battle for the hat, Lincoln's hat, against Illinois, which those last 3 games, if any of those are played like right on Lake Michigan in November, it's gonna be so windy. They're gonna be
speaking
some
of
fun
the Edmund
punts out there.
Fitzgerald.
I mean, even in not November, like the Miami, Ohio game is going to be nice. Like that's nice, but you're still going to get the breeze coming off the lake, and it's going to make the kicker's life difficult.
It's going to be some fun
more
punts
than likely,
and field goals. Oh God!
But I do kind of love the idea of Northwestern being like, yes, we are going to play Illinois at 3 p.m. on November 30th. Next to Lake Michigan because we can, and also because fuck Illinois. Like, I respect it.
It is a rivalry game, so let's do it. Like, come on out.
What you got?
That's right. That's home field advantage.
It's like when Canada brought Mexico up to Edmonton in soccer.
Yeah, it was. What was it like? Negative what?
It was negative. It was the same number in Celsius and Fahrenheit, if I recall correctly, which was negative 40.
Yeah, it was. The wind chill was ridiculous too, I'm sure. But yeah, I don't know why they did that, but Canada got a nice 2-0 win, I believe, right?
2-0.
Yeah. So I tweeted something kind of reckless, and Jordan attempted to correct me immediately after this, and then I corrected him back. Now, he's not here to defend himself, but again, he doesn't get any respect. So I tweeted that I wanted to get a riverboat from New Orleans, paint it purple and white, and then go straight up the Mississippi, and then, cut through the Illinois River, and then just make it to Lake Michigan, and then use that riverboat in like the sailgating for the game. So just have like a triple-decker paddle wheel riverboat in Lake Michigan for the game. Jordan attempted to correct me and state that I needed a geography lesson because there's no way you could do this. And I'm like, yes, there is. They even used to sell cruises for this.
We've talked about this on this show. I know we've talked about this on this show.
He is such a goldfish, like brain. Like he forgets everything. And then so he's driving down to San Antonio, and he stopped to get something. He's like, well, I'm driving down, and somebody said that they're gonna get a boat from New Orleans to Chicago. And I'm like, we've discussed this before.
I like how your Jordan voice sounds like Coach O.
Well, this one, not the other one that I did, which sounded like Terrence and Phillip. But so I had to talk to him about it when we were eating, and he was like, okay, I didn't know you could do that. I was like, yeah, they used to offer cruises. Like, there were river cruises that started. There was a small ship adventure offering a 2-for-1 prices. It was a 16-day cruise along the Mississippi River between Chicago and New Orleans. The slow-paced ride provides a glimpse of life on the river and southern towns. Prices start at $4,999 for 2 people, and that was in 2014.
Oh God!
So that's like that what, Viking
$6,000 now.
I'm thinking this probably be going for like $10K.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Now. It's got to be at least 8. You get 8 for the Groupon.
Downton
I feel
Abbey.
like river cruises are like I don't want to say like the classy cruises, but like that's like the upscale thing, right? Like the
river cruises
normie
are for
thing.
Old people.
Yeah, like the normie thing to do for a cruise is like just go on the ocean. Like if you're really cultured, like you're gonna go on the river.
Or if you just don't want to get a passport.
That's who. Here at Viking River Cruises, we'll take you from New Orleans, Louisiana, all the way to scenic Evanston, Illinois. Now back to Downton Abbey.
For the record, $4,999 in 2014 is $6,595.31.
Hey, Adam won by Price is Right rules.
Go
That's right, he did.
Wildcats!
Ding, 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 ding.
There we go. Yeah, well, the thing is with Jordan, this is one of the major engineering feats of the early 20th century, was reversing the flow of the Chicago River to let you get from the Mississippi to, this is a big deal.
Yeah, well, to be fair, reversing the flow of the Chicago River, from my understanding, is mostly because it was putting sewage into Lake Michigan, which is also the drinking water, but
that's part of it too, yes. And then there's the whole thing with Asian carp now, where they got to electrify the river so that they won't get into the lake.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a Tom Scott video on that.
Oh, there's also a link that I posted. It's called Forums Sailing Anarchy. These
sound like our people.
Yeah, so I pulled it up. There's a couple of different passages where somebody was just like, why would you want to do this? And then there are people that are just replying to this thread, just like, this river's a bitch. And I was just like, my favorite line was just like, what was the one that says you're going slow on the interstate in the Mississippi, you'd be going. It's just ridiculous. Why would you do this? Everyone's like, why are you gonna do this? This is stupid. Don't do that. And then the person was like, okay, I'm still going to do it.
It is called Sailing Anarchy.
I was going to say, why else are they on Sailing Anarchy except to do what they want?
That's right. I am going to do what I want. And apparently there's an easier passageway. You cut off from the Mississippi and then you go through Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, and then back down out Alabama and then up New Orleans, through the mouth of the Mississippi to go that way. And it's a little bit easier instead of just doing that route. So yes, Jordan even came up with the idea that you could go all the way around the long way through was it the St. Lawrence Seaway and get through that way?
You can get from, what is it? Where's the Intercoastal Waterway start? Somewhere in Florida, and then you can go all the way inside. You wouldn't get a riverboat that way, but
taking a riverboat through the ocean sounds like Sailing Anarchy.
It does. And,
yeah, that does.
That
That's
paddle
true.
wheel could get you through the Gulf of Mexico, no problem whatsoever. And you'll be playing the music the whole time. It'll be great. It can be done. So I still want to do this. Am I a seafaring commish? No, I am not. So I would definitely need to hire a pilot. So join our Patreon, and we can afford a pilot and a riverboat. I will wear a captain's hat. I don't care.
Are you a sailing anarchist? Join us.
Join us.
They call it international waters for a reason, right?
Sorry, anything goes. Anything goes.
Are you just going to roll up to Chicago with that John Mayer song, that drone shot of my yacht, just playing, and you're piloting the drone, and there's you and Northwestern football?
The only songs I know about boats are by The Lonely Island and then in the movie Step Brothers. So
it's a very good song. He released it during lockdown to make fun of all the people who are at sea taking drone shots of their yacht.
Gotta have my kicks and punts.
That's right.
In other news, there has been some turnover in the college basketball coaching world, as we know. John Calipari, no longer at Kentucky, now at Arkansas. Mass chaos, pandalirium, etc.
Thank you, Tyson Chicken. I appreciate that.
Yes. As part of this, Scott Drew, basketball coach at Baylor, rumored to potentially be in some sort of potentially be interested in some sort of arrangement with the University of Kentucky, from what I understand. However, nothing happened, and perhaps Chip Gaines had something to do with it.
That's right. The folks of Fixer Upper maintain their coach.
Well, they're fixing something, that's for sure.
That's right.
Am I the only one? I just want to kind of admit this, and I don't know, maybe other people have this too, where when I hear, what is his name, Chip Gaines?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think
Chip
of Chris
and Joanna?
Gaines?
Yeah, no, that's what I say. The thing that my brain
Gaines.
does is wait, is that the Garth Brooks thing? Yeah. Oh, no, it's the other one.
That was also my first thought when I read them. I was like, first of all, why is Garth Brooks involved? I thought he was a Tulsa man. Second of all, why is he doing it under his alter ego? Did Chris Gaines go to Baylor? Is he doing some
that would be
ID
great
fraud?
if the backstory was
There's
like
a backstory of Chris Gaines. Garth Brooks' character, Chris Gaines, went to Baylor.
Well, I was going to say, the easy way to remember this is that Chip Gaines takes hammers to walls, and Chris Gaines takes hammers to music.
Mm.
They're both a big fan of Demo Day in their own ways.
There you go. See?
There you go.
See? We can make this timeline happen.
That's right. So apparently there was also rumors that Chris Gaines could be coming back for a second album, which I don't know if that's. Crazy,
I'm ready to give him a chance. I wasn't in the 90s. I am now.
Okay. I don't even. He hosted Saturday Night Live as Chris Gaines. It was great.
It was hilarious. I would give him that.
No, he hosted as Garth Brooks, but Chris Gaines was the musical guest.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay, yes.
Yeah, I feel like if you're gonna have like an alter ego like that, like you might as well like just make up some credentials that you like that aren't, because it's already made up. Like just be like, yeah, like Chris Gaines is licensed to practice medicine. Like
Dr. Gaines.
There is a medical school at Baylor. My sister does work there. We can make this happen. Or at least like a hospital system. Like that's where he came up in residency, just playing music.
It's awesome. So there was a lot of drama on social media, and so basically there was a lot of reactions because somebody got Chip, like somebody mentioned Chip Gaines, not Chris Gaines, which I'm already confused by the Gaineses. somebody like added Chip Gaines and said, "Hey, stay out of this." Like Kentucky fans were adding him, "Stay out of this. We're trying to take your basketball coach." And so Kentucky fans were they're like calling Mexican restaurants, trying to speak with Scott Drew. They're like tracking flights like normal. They're going insane online, and Chip Gaines decided to like mix it up with them, and it was received in a couple of different ways, which is crazy. So some Kentucky fan, I'm not going to give all like the numbers or anything, but basically it's Papa Kentucky, like Papa KY, says, "Hey, Chip Gaines, it's UK basketball. We kind of get who we want when we want. Luckily, Drew is like third on our list. If he was first, he would already be in Lexington." Chip Gaines responded, "That's not what Dan Hurley told me."
I think it is also worth noting that the original poster here has an American flag icon. I assume because he did not get a good enough selfie of himself with the wraparound sunglasses sitting in the driver's seat of his truck.
Probably not. I got to keep trying there. So there was a post from an account that said, "Keep these two away from Scott Drew for the next 48 hours. It's a picture of Chip and Joanna. And then somebody quote tweets this tweet and just basically goes like, who the TF? Who the is Chip Gaines?" And then he put like laughing emoji. And then Chip Gaines gets in his replies as like the only reply here. It says, "Do you kiss your mom with that mouth? Mom with that mouth. Ask her who I am. She'll know." And then
this one was very good
for name searching because he was tagged.
Mm-hmm.
He was tagged. He didn't have to name search. They tagged him. And then after that, the person that tagged him said, "Oh, wow, my mom did know him." And it's like a reply underneath.
I would say that like they have the mom demographic covered.
Moms do know Chip Gaines.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Or people who have like had to go get their tires rotated also know Chip Gaines.
My mom
and people have been in doctor's office waiting rooms.
My mom comes to visit for like a week or whatever. Every time she comes to visit, she's just like, "I don't know how to do this streaming thing. Can you just put it on HGTV? Like, tell me how to do it. HGTV." It's like no matter what the hell is on, it's always on HGTV. So she's just watching HGTV. She's fully aware of Chip Gaines. Apparently, like there's drama between some hosts and like they were working together and then they split up or something. I'm like, okay, I don't need to get this far into the weeds here.
I think that's another show. Yeah,
that was another show
where It was like a couple reality, like they had their reality show and they got divorced, but they kept doing the show.
Was that
And they were just like, we're going to
Sunset?
use this for
They're
content.
like the white stripes of
Yeah,
HGTV.
I think that was like Flip or Flop.
Oh, that's what it was.
That's what it was. Yeah. I don't know. The one I watched the one where it's like the competition between the realtor and the like renovation person.
Love It or List It.
Yes, that one.
Go, yeah.
I don't know.
I used to be big into HGTV. Now the only memory I really have of it is when the Property Brothers tried to start a country music career up here.
I
Was
missed
Chris
that.
Gaines involved?
What?
Was this
Was
only a
Chris
Canadian
Gaines
thing? I thought
Apparently.
they're big
Wait,
down
wait.
there, aren't they?
Wait,
Well, yeah, they're
I mean,
big,
the
but, like,
Property Brothers are, yes.
Yeah,
I don't know
nothing
anything
just
about the
said
Property
again.
Brothers doing country music.
Okay,
I
yes.
fell out of HGTV for a while, so clearly I missed
Holy
this.
crap.
This
The
is what
Scott
you missed when
Brothers.
you watch Hometown.
There's a couple singles. The Scott Brothers. They also did a cover of Flo Rida's My House.
Choices?
I mean, there's worse things they could like. That's at least on
It's
brand
funny.
for them, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's a good bit.
One of my favorite things in the Sickos Discord, which, by the way, join our Patreon, is when I just offhandedly reference something that I think is ubiquitous, and everyone just stares at me, because apparently it was only in Canada that they tried this.
Canada
Only in
is
Canada.
like bizarre universe United States in some ways. Like it's very close, but not quite.
I've had this
Sometimes you
exact discussion with friends upon like entering Vancouver and be like, oh, yes, it feels exactly the same, except all the stoplights are weird.
Why
And-
is the milk in bags?
Fifi Dobson is a chart topper here. I'm told she's a one-hit wonder down there.
I don't know who that is.
Maybe
You
even
are
less
correct.
than
Yeah,
one-hit
she's a
wonder.
one-hit wonder down here. It was a good song, though.
She has like 3 platinum albums up here, I think.
I mean, I believe it.
Even between Northern Washington and Vancouver, the accent is different.
Yes.
That's yeah.
I even remember this when I was a kid going to visit my family in Bellingham.
It's crazy.
So, like, we could tell who had just come down, like, to go to Costco.
Just going to Trader Joe's for cheaper.
Yeah,
groceries.
I'm gonna stock up. I have friends who do that. Like, they do runs,
Mm-hmm.
or they'll do like Instacart from, like, the Bellingham Costco back up to their house in Vancouver.
International Instacart. Oh,
I don't know
God,
how
that
they do
poor-
it, but they
that
do it.
poor shopper.
It's very.
What do you got a tip for
Anything to
custom?
Oh my
Where?
God.
Well, yes, actually, the entire trip.
So I wanted to play a little quick game about Chip Gaines and some headlines about Chip Gaines, what he did. If you're not looking at the show notes, go ahead. But I mean, whatever. If you've already seen it, it's fine. So I got 5 headlines from articles about what Chip Gaines did. I'm sorry, 6 headlines. I want you to identify which one is from Fox News.
Okay.
Right? So here's 6 headlines. I'm just going to read them in order that I have them listed here in the notes. The first one, your mom would know. HGTV star Chip Gaines to send home decor to Kentucky mother. So she's the one that he talked about that. He's sending home decor to this lady. So it has a happy ending. Then the next one, it says, Chip Gaines is now trolling Kentucky basketball fans.
Okay.
All right. Next headline is Chip Gaines slammed for tone-deaf money comments. And the next one, HGTV star Chip Gaines trolls Kentucky with hilarious Dan Hurley tweet. Then the next one, Chip Gaines responds to a Twitter troll who questioned who he was. And then the final one, Chip Gaines is tweeting Kentucky fans about Scott Drew.
Okay.
Which one do you think is the Fox News headline?
I'm going to guess number 3, because that was the one that had a weirdly aggressive tone.
Anybody else have any guesses? Or did everybody cheat?
I have to recuse
I
myself. As
yeah,
I, was
I read the
looking at
show notes.
Yeah,
You're the
sorry,
same.
I've been doing the reading and following along as
Sorry,
a
I'm a bad
member of
podcaster.
the Big Ten. I have to do the reading.
Nerd.
It's okay. It's fine. Joey's correct anyway, because the weirdly aggressive tone, of course, is Fox News. Slammed for tone-deaf comments about
Even the
Kentucky.
Lexington leader was neutral. Damn.
Yes, it was hilarious. And
I
of
think
course,
the Lexington Leader has the best headline here, actually.
And
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
was
there's
the
actually a
first
story
your
there
mom
instead
would
of
know
just-
HGTV star Chip Gaines sent home decor to Kentucky mother.
yeah, like Lexington, there's Heartland College Sports, On 3 twice, on the same day. There was 2 different On 3 articles, and then People magazine article. The only one that was just weirdly aggressive was, of course, the one that Joey got correct. Good job.
Do you think that Chip and Joanna could be like college basketball's answer to like the Taylor Swift thing the NFL did?
No,
they're just chilling out in Waco. They're not. No,
they have a healthy adult friendship, and we need that in this society, don't we, folks? In this
crazy mixed up world of ours.
Thank you for getting me out of that.
That's what I'm here for. I got you.
Visit the silos in Waco. Get all the SHIPLAP you need.
Can we talk about the hot dogs?
Yes, we can talk about the hot dog. Let's talk about the hot dog.
Does anybody have a good Yoda voice?
Yeah, who put this in here in this?
Okay, that was me.
Okay,
I
read it then.
Do you want to do the Yoda voice, or do you want me to try?
I don't have a good Yoda voice.
Okay. Go for it, Brigit.
Okay.
All right. You can leave this in if it sucks. Begun the hot dog wars have.
That was good. That was real good.
Thank you.
That was very good. That was very good.
That was fantastic.
That was very good. Awesome.
The Orioles will have a fully loaded foot-long hot dog at home games this year called, quote, the Warehouse Dog. 12-inch dog with horseradish-infused brick sauce, pit beef queso fundido, pickled pico, and onions on a pretzel bun. Who could eat a whole one of these? The, I presume, Orioles Twitter account asks. You know, I'm going to an O's game at the end of the month and I might attempt it. It will kill me.
Yeah, it was suggested in the Discord, which you should join, by the way, join the Patreon, that the best way to eat this is just to treat the bun as a trench, eat everything in the middle, then attack the hot dog. Because you're not even with like a fork and a shovel.
So we're talking about like a salad and a bread bowl here.
Essentially, yes. Yeah, but then you just have the hot dog, like you scoop out all the fixins, and then, hey, surprise hot dog on the bottom.
Yeah, because like even Dagwood Bumstead's not getting that thing in his mouth.
Exactly. This is like, if you ever remember the old Onion feed bag video, the KFC feed bag, that's something for that, where it's just like you just have to just nom it.
This is where, as an AL East rival, I have to be disappointed in my team once again. The Blue Jays, one of their main sponsors is Schneider's, which is a hot dog company, and we don't have this big Twitter-friendly foot-long here. We do have hot dogs, like good flavored hot dogs. We have like a maple and bacon hot dog and a poutine dog, but they're not big foot-longs. They're just little hot dogs with some toppings. And I'm just thinking, like, what a missed opportunity to not join the arms race here when one of your main sponsors is a hot dog company. Like, and lean into the Toronto, lean into the Canada. If you want to make it a poutine hot dog, don't just put gravy and cheese on it. Just load a whole fucking bowl of poutine on it.
I would fuck with a poutine hot dog.
I would absolutely fuck with a poutine hot dog. What I will say is maybe their logic is that putting too much stuff on the hot dog takes away from the hot dog.
I see.
Appreciate the dog. Like it, like we are the hot dog sponsor. You are here for the hot dog. If we are putting all this extra stuff on hot dog, why are you eating hot dog?
I will say that if you're going to Blue Jays game and you want something handheld, ironically, a hot dog is not typically the way to go. This is my insight into Rogers Center. Get a Jamaican beef patty. They're delicious, and they're about the same price.
Say more about this?
Yeah, please.
It is exactly what it sounds like. It's a Jamaican beef patty that you get at the concession stand.
What makes it Jamaican? This is not as self-explanatory as you are.
Is this another? Okay, this might be a Toronto thing. I apologize.
This is Canada. Explain the Canada.
Again, Bizarro United States.
I don't even know how to explain it because it's so ubiquitous to me.
Are we all Googling this at once?
It's like a little pastry with Jamaican spiced beef inside.
Okay.
Again, I don't even think this is a Canadian thing. It's a Jamaican thing, but apparently it's more popular here than it is in the States. I didn't know that. So
I think I feel right now the way Commish and Jordan often feel when Beth and I are talking about something that is very common in Pennsylvania and not common in Ulster.
We need another Canadian here to agree with me instead of look at me like I've got 5 heads.
Okay, so I am Googling this.
Yeah, it looks a bit like a pasty.
It's just Jamaican beef patty.
What is the Jamaican
beef patty? They made a CBC documentary about it. Yeah, there was the patty wars were a thing in like '85, I think. They made a CBC documentary about this. I watched it, where it just a Canadian government being racist, shocking. They made it so you couldn't call it a beef patty because that is a hamburger. They had to call it something else.
Oh, for goodness sake!
So that
This
they had
looks
to fight to get that
delicious.
changed. It is very good.
I would absolutely eat this. I love
That's why I said,
pasties
if
and
you're at-
like meat pies and hand pies. Like this
Oh,
is
yeah.
another in the great pantheon of handheld meat pies.
If you're at the
Oh,
Rogers
they
Center,
have them at Walmart near me.
Oh, cool.
Huh.
if you're at the Rogers Center and you're not trying to do a thing where you eat a hot dog from every stadium, which admirable, get a beef patty instead. They're about the same price.
This okay. If I'm looking at the right thing, it just looks like an empanada, really.
Sure.
Yeah, that's
It's
kind of what I was
it's
thinking.
a little bigger than your empanada, I think.
Yeah, there's I'm seeing a whole main ones, and yeah, it's just basically it. Yeah, it's fine. Louisiana has one. Texas has their Tex-Mex empanada along with Mexico. It's just different ingredients in like the flaky crust thingy.
I apologize
yeah.
for screeching this train to a halt again with Canadiana.
All good.
No.
I mean, I'm good for patty food, Jamaican food. I was like, well, hold on, sold.
Yeah, I'd rather
Sickos Committee,
discuss this. I
famously
thought for a
on
second.
track.
Yeah, I thought for a second you were gonna say if you're not trying to do the 999.
That
At
you
a
we
can.
talked
baseball
about
game.
that on the last episode.
I did want to mention Rogers Center is one of the easiest places you can do a 999 if you go for the cheapest beer possible because on Tuesdays it's dollar dogs, and the Canadian dollar is very weak. So if you come with American money,
I have friends in Toronto. I'm gonna make this happen.
Cost effective. Speaking of hot dogs, Joey Chestnut was at the spring game in Oxford, and
Yeah,
also the field was like 3/4 size.
Ole Miss does like a really weird spring game on all aspects of everything. Like the final score of the spring game was 71-70. There was a dunk
I would
contest
believe
in the
that
middle of it.
even if they were using normal scoring rules, for the record, because
True for Ole Miss, it's Lane Kiffin, yes. But there was a dunk contest in the middle of it.
Wait, what?
There was a hot dog eating contest in the middle.
With or without Mr. Joseph Chestnut?
Joey Chestnut was eating hot dogs in Vaught Hemingway Stadium. For what reason, I don't know. But he was just there because the spring game hot dog eating contest.
He's got to get in the best shape of his life.
it's the spring game for the hot dog for the competitive
Spring-
eaters too.
See,
That's right.
exactly.
Gotta get
And
ready
their
for
season
it.
starts earlier. He's really got to
That's
get in
right.
shape now.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of like there's certain things where people get a certain level of fame, and then like most of the money that you actually will get is just by going around and doing your one thing. Like I remember vaguely like back in the day there's been like controversy over how much the like hot dog championship actually paid, which was why there was like that's why Kobayashi stopped doing it. But yeah, like there's just certain things where like you get famous and then everybody knows who you are for your one thing, so you can just go around and get paid to show up and do that. Like Michael Buffer's like that, where like Michael Buffer can just get paid to go say, "Let's get ready to rumble," and that's it. Like that's a paycheck for him.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sickos Committee podcast.
Linear time was a mistake.
$700,000. Pay me.
I was watching a OSW review, if you know them. They're wrestling guys. They go through old wrestling shows, and they were watching a WCW show from the late '90s, and they were doing this. One of them had the DVD copy, so it had a bunch of bonus features, and one of them was an interview with Michael Buffer, and they asked him, "Hey, how do you feel about your phrase being ubiquitous all over the world?" And his very serious answer was, "If you hear anyone saying that other than me, contact me immediately so I can take legal action." This was on WCW TV trying to do a fun, happy time interview.
Yeah, no, like I was at a NASCAR race last year, and they brought him out just to say, "Let's get ready to rumble," like at the before the race, and like that was it. Like I'm sure, like he cashed a check there. They didn't even have him do the actual like command to start engines. Like there was like someone else for that. Like he just showed up, said his line, and that was it.
There are days when I wish my job was like that, where I could just show up, say one thing, and leave. Like that's the entirety of my job.
Eventually, when we sell it to VC, that'll be our jobs.
VC folks, if you're listening,
Oh,
Also-
BC. I thought you said BC. I was like, what?
Oh no, we are not selling out to Chestnut Hill.
Or
No.
Or DC, and we could sell out to the government.
I thought we were selling out to British Columbia.
Or we're all superheroes now.
Okay.
Also, beep, 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 breaking news. A turkey just crashed through the window of the Central Michigan baseball bus.
What?
There is a video.
Like,
Folks, it's a doozy.
literally crashed through the
It
window.
is.
Like, it's, oh my god.
Yeah, pour
Like,
one
I
out
hope
for that
everybody's
turkey.
okay.
There's feathers fucking everywhere.
Yes. Yeah, and the line on the thing is an unexpected visitor on the CMU baseball bus, and then it shows them walking out of the bus with the hole in the windshield folded onto the driver's steering wheel, and then you walk out and there's the turkey.
That is a fresh kill. I'm just saying, you could eat that. It might be wasteful not to.
I would be worried about getting glass.
I would just
Yeah.
call Fish, Wildlife, and Parks and let them dispose of it.
Are we suggesting that Mac Baseball has Iditarod rules?
Yes.
Yeah, you
They
gotta get
have a
in touch
rally
with-
turkey now. That's it.
Yeah.
It's a baseball sign. they have shirts. Central Michigan, it's the rally turkey. Fire up rally turkeys.
This is the America that Ben Franklin dreamed of.
I'm still just watching this video on loop, and it
Yes.
gets a little
I had to turn it off
every
because I
time
was
you
like,
say it.
I was just so like tunnel vision on this video, and I was like, you should probably listen to the other people who are talking right now.
I mean, if they really want to have a roadside barbecue, all you gotta do is fire up.
Fire up chips. They got it ready. They got the fire up wood chips, and they can eat the rally turkey.
Ooh, they could smoke the rally turkey.
Eat the rally turkey sounds like something they did in Mesoamerica for the ball game.
So Iowa has a new punter?
Yes, Iowa does. And he's Australian. Can you believe that?
I can.
Double saluting.
There was a picture of him punting at the spring game or spring practice, and it looked like he punted the ball over the sun.
He probably did. It's
I was
Iowa.
gonna say, how are we sure that he didn't?
I mean, this is what came across our timeline, and that's what it looked like. So, they have Iowa reloads at punter. They don't drop; they just reload.
That's right.
That's right.
Iowa special teams. We don't rebuild.
We don't
You
rebuild.
don't gotta
we
get
just
ready if
reload.
you stay ready.
Iowa just has a punter Gatling gun. They're always ready.
Punter and tight end.
That's what they do.
Would we like to take from the dead turkey? Would we like to move on to a different dead animal?
We would.
We talk about chicken.
We're talking about coyote.
Oh, okay. Not the Bobon chicken thing.
So today we unfortunately say goodnight. Well, not today, and on the 14th they'll play their final game. Almost certainly it isn't official, but
Today's the 14th.
Sorry, not for what? When is their last home game? Do you know what? It might be today. When? No, they play. Sorry, the 17th. The Oilers. So tomorrow they play the Oilers tomorrow.
The 17th is
Not
2
tomorrow.
days from now. But
17th.
okay.
Ignore me. Starting over.
Wednesday. All right.
On Wednesday.
Take two.
You take two. Leave this in. On Wednesday, the Arizona Coyotes will almost certainly play their final game. They're hosting the Edmonton Oilers and Connor McDavid at Mullet Arena at Arizona State University. This is a pro team playing at Arizona State University, which has worked in the past, Cardinals, but could not work for the Coyotes. This is a team that I think, and I'm going to lay out a bit of a theory here, is the summation of the Sickos mindset in everything positive about the Coyotes. This is a team that is named after Wile E. Coyote, the Looney Tunes character. That is what they're named after. Because
Really?
historically hockey teams in Arizona, Phoenix, and Tucson have been called the Roadrunners. So when they got a pro team, they decided to call them the Coyotes.
Oh, I love that.
Their American League affiliate right now is still called the Roadrunners, and next year apparently they might move the Roadrunners to Mullet Arena, which is really macabre. And so the minor league team is taking the place of the pro team next year, which is kind of wild. 1996, the Phoenix Coyotes were born from the ashes of the original Winnipeg Jets. they were moved to Arizona to try and foster a hockey market there. It worked. It really did. And this is the one angry thing. And listen, there were some angry tweets from Sickos on Ice. Not all of them are for me. The one angry tweet from me was, I see a lot of people in Ontario, a lot of Leafs fans who are talking about, oh, finally the Coyotes are moving. What a failure. Your leading scorer, and arguably your greatest scorer of all time, is from Arizona and said he got into hockey as a Coyotes fan. So, the Leafs' success right now is due to this damn team. So, show some respect. They moved from Winnipeg to Arizona to foster a bigger hockey market there. It's one of those things, big population there, not a lot of hockey fans at that time. And this is why you put teams in Arizona and Tampa Bay and Miami and Anaheim and Carolina. Everyone in Quebec City is already a hockey fan, okay? You make more hockey fans by putting teams in the South. I'll get off my steeple now. But this is a team that was good right away because they came from the Winnipeg Jets, who were good. They made the playoffs the first couple of times, started to build a fan base. Then the issues started happening where they just never really found consistent ownership. It was wild, where I think they had 10 different owners, including the league itself, over the last many years. In 2005 is the year where I think the Coyotes really started to take on the Sickos mindset, where they hired Wayne Gretzky as their head coach. You all know Wayne Gretzky. This is a name that everyone knows. What you may not know is he had never held any sort of coaching position, assistant, head, youth, junior, minor, or major, before taking the head coaching job for the Phoenix Coyotes.
I see no problem with this.
Hey, he had a lot of experience being on the sideline with the Toronto Argonauts in the 90s.
Exactly.
That's right. Perfect for hockey.
The Phoenix Coyotes were also awarded the 2006 NHL All-Star Game, which did not happen because of the lockout and then also the Olympics. So the Thrashers ended up getting that next All-Star Game, by the way. They also signed
Is
Brett
that
Hull.
Just like random All-Star merch that just never got sold?
I've seen
the Atlanta.
Mulch.
I've seen the
All-Star mulch. I'm sorry.
I've seen the 2005
I'm working
Atlanta
on the
All-Star Game merch because they did make a lot before the lockout happened and canceled it. They also signed Brett Hull that year to make their captain, and then Brett Hull then retired before playing a game with the Coyotes. They decided to embrace the Jets a little bit.
Talk about lead by example, Brett Hull.
Exactly. If you ever watch a hockey game, and I'm not sure I don't actually know if Penn State invented this, but if you ever watch hockey in the playoffs, you see everyone stands is wearing one color. In hockey, that was started by Winnipeg. It was the Winnipeg whiteout. And Phoenix started doing that as well. I think they're one of the few relocated teams that does not shy away from the fact that they were at one time Winnipeg. Now the Hurricanes do some stuff with Hartford that Hartford fans aren't too happy with. But the Coyotes have been doing it since the beginning. And then we've got the only funny gambling scandal of all time because it involved Wayne Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky, Rick Tocchet, who I've brought up before on this show, and Wayne Gretzky's wife, Janet Jones, were all involved in a illegal gambling ring, which went down from the FBI, and it was called Operation Slapshot, which is very good.
That sounds like a really bad Disney movie.
Of course the FBI called it Operation Slapshot.
I will have to say, Wayne Gretzky himself, cleared of all charges.
Totally exonerated, no wrongdoing.
Exactly.
Like they say, there's an ongoing investigation.
The other two involved, less so. They were involved deeply. In 2009, what I have claimed as the Canadian capital of the Sickos Committee, Hamilton, Ontario, enters the fray when the Blackberry Man, Jim Balsillie, made his second attempt to buy a hockey team. If you have seen the movie Blackberry, which you should, it is very good. This is the scene where Glenn Howerton, playing Jim Balsillie, screams at Gary Bettman, "I'm from Waterloo, where the vampires hang out. Don't fuck with me." This is when he tries to buy the Phoenix Coyotes, puts up more than enough money to buy the team, and the NHL refuses to sell to him because they personally don't like him. Seeing how Blackberry went down in the next couple of years, maybe a good decision. Although it would not have been, it might not have been much worse than what the Coyotes ended up doing, which was they ended up moving to Glendale, Arizona, and really not doing well in that city. Attendance-wise, I mean, they're a losing team in a non-traditional market. That's going to happen. You're going to want to win to bring fans in. That's going to happen in any sport, where if you're not in like a die-hard city for that sport, you're going to struggle to bring fans in if you're not winning. They're out in Glendale. I've never been. I'm told it's hard to get there from Phoenix. And they immediately have bad vibes with the city, bad relations. They'll eventually, many years later, almost get kicked out of that arena for not paying rent. This is with their latest owner, Alex Marullo, who I'm going to call well-meaning and leave it at that. Then eventually paid rent and he said the issue was human error. To me, that means he just didn't pay rent.
They just forgot to write the check.
Yeah. Then the city of Glendale says...
I forgot to pay the water bill. My bad.
Live shot of me texting my landlord being like, shit, hey, sorry.
My bad.
Don't feel too bad for Winnipeg, by the way. They were able to get their team back in 2011, if you do not know. So the Coyotes don't really have any haters, per se. Like, there's no one in Winnipeg preying on their downfall anymore. They've got their team back. They're all good. But in 2021 season, I believe, I could have my dates mixed up, they are finally kicked out of Glendale. The Glendale Arena does not renew their lease with the team and will not put a price tag on renewing it because they just don't want them there anymore.
Nope. They got evicted. Just say they got evicted for not paying rent.
I legally can't say that because they paid the back rent.
Okay, all right. They still got evicted.
Their lease was not renewed.
It was not renewed. It's like I resigned from my position.
Yeah.
Instead
it's
of getting
very
fired.
much you can't fire me, I quit.
That's right. I break up with you first.
By the way, this is like 6 owners from the last time we talked. Like, talking about the rent thing, this is like 6 owners in between. It's Alex Marullo now. I don't know a ton about him. Like I said, I'm going to call him well-meaning. All I really know about him is he's a billionaire who tends not to act like it. So the Coyotes, they're kicked out of Gila River Arena. They say they're building a new arena with Arizona State. Arizona State says, we don't really want to build a huge stadium. We would like to build a little college arena on campus if that's okay with you. Coyotes originally say, okay, that'll be our practice facility. We'll still help you build it. And then the Coyotes end up playing there. It's the smallest arena in the NHL, the smallest one that's hosted NHL regularly since, I think, 1980. And it's really cool to watch, actually. It's pro hockey in a college stadium. It looks pretty cool. They sell it out. However, it's not permanent. The NHLPA tells them they have 3 years to get their shit together. That timeline really shrinks when visiting players complain about having to take, I believe it's I don't remember the exact number, but it's a long-ass walk from the temporary visitors' locker room they've built to the actual ice. So they're told, okay, we're going to build this stadium on, I think, what ends up being a landfill. They're going to clear out the landfill, and they're going to build a stadium there in Phoenix. A vote goes. I will say, to Marullo's credit, he was not going to take any public money for the arena. He was going to build it fully privately funded. There's just a vote to change the zoning. The only thing that's going to change is the arena is going to go there. No public funds, no nothing. The Coyotes lose that vote, and now the Coyotes are stuck at Mullet Arena, which is the home of the Arizona State Sun Devils, a little bit longer. They announced they're going to try and get this land on the outskirts of Scottsdale, which literally in the middle of nowhere. But I'm told you could set up bus lines there easily. The Coyotes are, again, fully privately funded. The mayor just tells them to fuck off. And here we are. The Coyotes kind of ran out of options. And the NHL came to Alex Marullo and said, we're going to work out a deal. Because the NHLPA isn't going to play at Mullet Arena anymore. Fair enough. The union doesn't want to play there. It must suck. We are going to buy the team off you for above market value, $1 billion. Well, not above market value, above listed value, $1 billion. We're going to turn around and sell it to the Utah Jazz owner for $1.3 billion. However, as part of taking that $300 million haircut or whatever it is, you can keep the Phoenix Coyotes spot in the league, and if you can get an arena in 3 years, you can come back.
So you're telling me we need to figure out how to crowdfund to build an arena in Arizona?
So it seems. The Coyotes are still going to exist. They are legally going to still exist. This has happened in the NHL before. Unfortunately, it's not great news for hockey fans in Arizona. After World War II, the Brooklyn Americans were given the same deal. They were kicked out of their arena in Brooklyn. They tried playing a year in Madison Square Garden on off nights when the Knicks and the Rangers weren't playing, and they couldn't make it work. So they were given that same deal. We're going to take your team. We're going to take your players and all that. You can keep the team. When you get an arena deal, you can come back in the league. They were officially still on the books until 1966. They never got that arena deal. So the Arizona Coyotes are all the great Sickos teams of the past. They are the Angels, the Athletics, the Raptors, the Brooklyn Americans, the Jacksonville Jaguars, Georgetown Basketball, and the Los Angeles Galaxy, all wrapped into one, and they couldn't make it work. And to all my hockey fans in Arizona, with a lot of them follow Sickos on Ice, I would say, like, I don't want to say per capita, but per, like, overall fan base, the most Coyotes fans follow Sickos on Ice than any other team. And I just want to say, from the bottom of my heart, I'm so sorry this is happening. We really want the team to stay in Arizona. Also, the Phoenix Coyotes and the Arizona Coyotes have always had the best branding and the best logos and the best jerseys in the National Hockey League. And it is all based off traditional native designs from the, I hope I'm not bungling this, the Hopi culture. I think that's right. And they are going to, if they take that to Utah, I don't know if that culture extends out to Utah. If they take it with them,
it does not.
The Hopi is an enclave of the Navajo reservation, so.
Yep.
If they take it with them, that's weird. If they don't take it with them, we're losing the best branding in the NHL, just selfishly.
Just like we lost the best branding in the NHL when the Whalers went away.
Yeah, and the Nordiques, arguably.
And the Nordiques. They were all great graphic design teams. Why are we killing the teams with the best graphic design? I hate this.
I mean, all the lake beds in in California are dried up, so we still have the Lakers down there. So,
well, I mean, if you look at how they've been playing recently,
the Lakers, the Coyotes,
the
Lakers.
Salton Sea Lakers.
I look. I will say this. Utah does tend to take teams.
The Jazz are in Utah.
Nicknames that don't necessarily belong in Salt Lake City.
Cajun Fish is back.
Jazz, for God's sakes, already.
We're just reciting the opening to basketball.
I'm so bad. Yeah, it's that way.
If you took every place the Coyotes have been rumored to move to, you could make the intro to basketball just with that one team. This
100%.
Team has had planned relocations to Hamilton, Atlanta, Winnipeg, Los Angeles, Sacramento, Houston, Oakland, like basically any city you can think of that would Kansas City as well. Any city you could think of that would theoretically want an NHL team has tried to buy the Phoenix Coyotes at one point.
Pour one out for the Thrashers, though.
So here's the thing. The NHL is planning on taking in 2 expansion teams within the next couple of years. Yeah. All of the reporting says it's going to be Atlanta and Houston.
Oh.
However, there is a wrinkle there. Now Phoenix is promised one of those spots if Alex Meruelo can get his shit together, which, by the way, that is predicated on him paying the $1 billion back, which Ducky has said not going to happen. But if he does, so that means that Phoenix is going to take away the slot that was pretty much promised to the ownership group either in Houston or Atlanta. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
If Phoenix gets there, it pays $1 billion back.
If Alex Meruelo gets his shit together, which, by the way, fun fact, Ducky and I were talking the other day because we were trying to discuss how do we deal with talking to the Coyotes admin, like the Phoenix Coyotes account. Should we not tag them? They're probably going through a lot of shit right now. Should we maybe like subtweet them or something? We found out that they fired their social team months ago and their social team is now fully the owner of the Sun, Alex Meruelo Jr. So now I feel less bad.
Oh, the social media admin's a Nepo baby? Amazing.
Again, so apparently until January, they had a guy who was actually pretty well regarded. He was the admin for the Golden Knights when they first started. And apparently they let him go around January, February, according to the rumors. And it's now just Alex Meruelo Jr. So I feel less bad about tweeting at them, but also don't tweet at them on our behalf. Let me do that. I'm talking to the fans. You guys can do whatever you want with the account.
Yeah.
All right, folks, we are about halfway through the show, and that means it is time for podcast business. I'm going to run through the ad reads as I am pretending to be Jordan.
Do we have our own podcast business song?
No.
Should we get
Jordan,
one?
I have a task for you.
Beth, Jordan.
Speaking of Beth and Jordan, they are one of the 3 different podcasts behind the paywall on our Patreon. Join the Patreon or the Discord or both. Just $5 a month. You get to do all the cool stuff. You get to talk to us. You get to annoy us and ask us questions and all that good stuff in the Discord. And we have 3 different podcasts behind the paywall. We have Commish's Corner, which is when Commish takes his lunch break to talk into a podcast mic by himself about whatever he finds interesting. Yeah. Yes, rah, 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 yes, which is when Beth and Jordan talk about band. And the Prairie View Chronicles, featuring friend of the show, Blue, from Feed Your Mascot. Go ahead, Commish.
That's all right. The most recent episode on the Patreon was a Commish's Corner. I discovered a national championship winning team for Creighton in 1983 when their last known football team was in 1942. So I talked about that a little bit. There was a nice little episode there. So that was fun. I've already recorded Prairie View Chronicles episode 3. We are approaching record marks for the Prairie View team, the longest losing streaks in FBS and Division I. So I've gotten through 1993. We still have to go through 98, and then like summarize some, the return of Prairie View back to some glory from their heyday. I believe we may get this week coming up on Friday. It should be another episode of Yes, Rah, 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 Yes with Beth and Jordan. As long as they have power, or Beth has power, and Jordan's back in his home in North Dallas area. So should get more information there. A lot of fun. It's worth it. It's just some fun stuff. It's a lot of it's fun to have on while you're just doing normal chores or watering your lawn or whatever you got to do, because it's getting warm now.
We do got all that fun stuff. I would normally plug for the merch store here, but it is temporarily closed for improvement. We are under construction, so stay tuned for merch store updates.
I wish I could put something on the link tree that we have on our Twitter profile that says like, pardon our mess. Like those really bad construction sites signs that you would get.
Yeah,
I want that.
Pour one out from 90s internet.
Yeah, just some cones.
Make it look like a GeoCity site.
Yeah, totally. We can get that.
We do have a YouTube and an Instagram and a Substack. You can find us on all of the things in all of the places. Please note that on the Substack, we are still working on the best season of all time for schools who stopped having a football team. I'm not going to try and pronounce the acronym because I'm not Jordan. Potentially a 63-part or more series. We just did Creighton. Seton Hall will be out tomorrow, and I am still working on a little D3 school in upstate New York because I got distracted and forgot to finish it. But it's coming eventually, I promise.
Speaking of upstate New York, I have a doc with like a bunch of info on Canisius and Niagara, and I just never finished it, so that might come too.
That could be 2 more schools. We got Commish has done, I'd say maybe 12 out of 13 parts so far. So if anybody else would like to help the Commish, it'd be nice.
Can I say I am loving the YouTube shorts, by the way.
Awesome.
Even after listening to the podcast, I still like watching the YouTube shorts. They're pretty
I also really enjoy watching the YouTube shorts, and I'm in the podcast most of the time.
Wait, okay, this is a great opportunity. Pitt Girl, what is your mascot? Because I don't know what that is.
I think she is like technically Starfire. I'm not sure.
Okay.
She was bestowed upon me, but I really like her.
Okay.
I am also obliged to plug all of the things that we have discount codes for. So, 7 coffee roasters for all your coffee needs. Bearded Brothers for all your organic vegan energy bars, protein bars needs. Cola Goodies for chai tea and milk latte, and Pour More liquor subscription. See our link tree for all the discount codes and all the links and the click things. I know Commish just got something from Pour More.
Yeah, I did just get something. I'm actually drinking on it right now. So I did get something from liquor. I signed up for the rum subscription. And the first bottle of rum that they sent me was a black tea rum. and it's delicious. I'm just gonna say that it is really good. I gotta be careful with this. I'm just gonna say that. Like it is very smooth, and I'm like, oh god, I'm in trouble here. But I gotta limit myself so I don't act like last podcast.
As always, check out our friends at Message Board Geniuses podcast. They go to the places where we dare not go because we do not have adequate protective gear. But I'm sure they're having a lot of fun on the Kentucky message boards right about now. And last but not least, and represented by most of the podcast tonight, Home Field Apparel, one of our favorite sponsors, one of our oldest sponsors. I am wearing my TCU Rah Rah shirt today. Looks like Brigit's got a Washington shirt on, Joey repping Otto the Orange, and Commish in a Miami Hurricane shirt with the pine or the palm trees swaying in the breeze.
It's not swaying; it's like completely like blown off. Like there's a hurricane coming through. Bridget, do you have the Sun Dodger shirt on?
Yes, I do have the Sun Dodger shirt on.
Oh,
it's my favorite Washington.
It's awesome.
T-shirt.
Love it.
Very good.
Sunny boy.
Sunny boy.
I want to say, just to get the fine print out there, pour more cannot ship to Mississippi, Alabama, Massachusetts, Tennessee, Hawaii, Michigan, South Dakota, or Utah, but that one's just because we don't sell to thieves. Coyotes forever.
Stealing our jazz.
That was
stealing the jazz, stealing the Coyotes.
That was beautiful, Joey, and I'm very impressed by your knowledge of American postal abbreviations.
I was scared for a second that AL was Alaska. I took a gamble.
Alaska is AK.
Thank you.
Today was a good game. He did not, use the
I did
AK.
not have to use my Alaska. That is
it's the M's that are the hardest.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, I could, by context clues, tell what was Mississippi and what was Michigan. If only one of them was there, I was in trouble.
Well, MO is the one that always trips people up because it's Missouri.
For reasons.
If it makes you feel any better, Quebec is PQ.
The fuck? Why?
Province du Quebec.
Oh, man, I hate French.
It's French. It's so French. Totally French.
Boo.
Boo.
All right.
Well, so one thing I want to jump in and point out here that I didn't put actually on the show notes. I just kind of mentioned it, but want to give a shout out to the what is it called officially? The EDSBS Charity Bowl.
The Charity Bowl.
That is happening every year. They do this big charity fundraiser. It is hugely successful. They've raised, 6 figures for
approaching 7.
They've gotten close there. We're on good terms with them, I would say, and we want to just shout them out. We're kind of, I don't want to say we're like an offshoot, but like we started in their Discord.
Children.
Mm-hmm.
And so, just want to give them a shout out.
We're like the bastard stepchildren or something?
We are her idiot children, something like that. Jason Kirk is canonically our dad.
Yeah, Jason Kirk is the godfather of the Sickos Committee, so we just like to say that.
We don't have time to really get into this now, but we are going to, I think, try to come up with something for people to donate as. If you're not familiar with this fundraiser, basically you are donating money, and when you donate, you put kind of like in the memo like what school you're donating for, and then it's a competition to see which school can raise the most money. It's Michigan, but
followed by Georgia.
We will come up with something. We'll tell you on the Tuesday show.
I'm just going to say this, Arthur. Like all the drop downs are full. They don't want any other thing. I tried to do this last year.
So
that's what I'm saying. We have to pick one that already is there.
I do have a proposal, and this is just because I always follow Commish. You are Sisyphus pushing the rock up the hill, trying to get ULM on the board. I think this is the year we try and focus our energy to putting a big showing under ULM.
We do encourage you to mention ULM.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to make a donation in the name of Louisiana Monroe or, AKA ULM, pretty much I've been the only donator for this school for probably about the last few years, and I have taken advantage of the employer matching. the past 2 years. So I am going to try to one up the goal. Like Michigan, raised over like a couple $100,000 or $100,000 and higher, and I was able to get ULM in like 92nd place with like $1,410. So if the committee followers, after you're done donating for your school, that's on the list, or many other schools, you're welcome to do that. And you want to throw in a couple of bucks for, to mention ULM, to see if they can reclaim the Sun Belt title. That'd be great. You could always donate the $21.14 for when they beat Alabama in 2007. So it's always greatly appreciated.
What I do just want to say, if you're not familiar with the Charity Bowl, it's for refugee resettlement in Atlanta through New American Pathways. It's a very good use of your money, even if you're the only fan donating. Like literally, just like Commish with ULM, I am one of 2 Montana State fans. I have yet to find the other donator, but usually I'm the only person donating for Montana State, and it doesn't matter because it's a good cause. So you should donate. And if you want a rundown on this that isn't audio based, you can go to channel-6.ghost.io, and Holly has all the info that you could possibly need, and they'll be on the New American Pathways New Am Path on Twitter.
I'll be the one donator for Fanshawe College again.
I was single-handedly pulling North Dakota State along for a couple of years there. I think we finally found some additional donors, but
yeah.
I think I was the only UMBC donor last year, in memory of a friend of mine who was a UMBC student for a while. So,
yeah. I mean, donate to whoever you want to. It's great. We're gonna plug it on Twitter, and just really, it's for a great cause. If you got any questions in the Discord, reach out to us. We actually have a channel in the Discord for this. If you're a part of the membership, or if you just have any questions in the reply, we help you. We've told. There's a couple of folks that do the spreadsheeting for them, for the totals, the manual and all that stuff. They follow us. They're fans. Just put something that is in the drop down. That'll probably be easier, because if you put something to other and they don't have it and they don't have time to categorize it, it's going to get randomly shuffled to something that you don't want. So
I believe it goes to Arizona State.
It could go to Arizona State. Last year, they sent it to Georgia State, which was kind of upsetting to me because I lost the title for ULM in the Sun Belt. At least I could hold my head high that we won the Sun Belt, but that was not the case last year. So, again, it's a great cause. Helps refugee resettlement. If you got any questions, reply. Send us a message. Send us a message on the Discord or on Twitter, whatever. We'll give you all the info you can, and we appreciate it.
All right. With that, one thing that I want to touch on before we get to the game, just because we have a Canadian on the show and this feels relevant, is the Great Lakes Republic map that has been going around on Twitter, which it's shaped kind of like Brazil, but it is an hypothetical independent state of the Great Lakes. I'm going to say I like it. I think the Western PA flag is great. I think it probably extends a little bit too far into Western PA, but I'm not going to be mad about Pittsburgh being part of the Grand Republic of the Great Lakes, even though it's actually pretty far from the Great Lakes.
I mean, Cincinnati is in there, so is Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
My friends, I'm a proud Canadian. I've got a Canadian flag back there. I have a working understanding of French. I would immediately go to war for this country. This Great Lakes Republic. I need to feel the brotherhood of my friends in Buffalo and Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. I am all jazzed up for the Great Lakes Republic. I would immediately join the army.
It's got a really good flag game.
It does. That Ontario flag is much, much, much better than the one we have, and it's just it's taking one corner of it and stretching it. But it is unironically flag. Way better than the one we have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they got some really good flags with this. I'll say that. The funny part to me is where they cut this off. And so you basically got all of Illinois. And then, like, right at the bottom, it's just like East St. Louis. So now, like, the Mississippi River is like the dividing line. It's like East St. Louis, which, I mean, you probably don't want. But, it's there.
They're also cutting off South Ontario and North Ontario here with a new state I believe they're calling, is that Algoma? Yeah, it's Algoma. which is culturally accurate. In curling, they cut off the South and North as two different provinces. Sudbury is I'm saying that in a French way just to make them angry because they're all English. Sudbury is a perfect capital for the North. You got the Sioux there, North Bay, Thunder Bay. Those are where you want to be in the North there. Toronto has now become the capital just to piss off Ottawa. I appreciate that.
Nice.
Toronto is the capital of Ontario.
I do like that in New York, despite the fact that Albany is in this state, Syracuse is the capital.
Yes.
Sure. Also, the New York section here has been renamed Iroquois, which I like.
I do like that.
And the chunk of Western PA is called West Sylvania, which is fine, but the flag is a banger.
I also
I'll
thought it's
forgive
like
the name
WrestleMania at
being
first.
They also appear to have split the peninsulas in Michigan, and Marquette is the capital of Superior.
Nice.
I would buy so much merch with that Superior flag on it. Like, I am fully Northern Michigan pilled and UP pilled. I would have so much stuff with that Superior flag.
Is the UP pill an upper? Or is it a Yooper?
It's an upper for your Yooper.
That sounds like something that should be on OnlyFans.
How do you know it's not?
Subscribe to find out.
I will say the Minnesota flag is a huge downgrade.
Compared to their new flag, yeah.
I mean, my standard for Minnesota flags is still that picture of a dog. So
I mean,
that was a very good flag.
Should have done it.
Also, some of the ones that were like floated and that got voted on and then just did not make the cut.
I just noticed that Chicago is a city-state.
Justice for Laser Loon.
Has Chicago become Singapore?
Yeah, Chicago appears to be Illinois, Singapore here.
Implying that it wasn't already.
Fair.
Mm-hmm.
Peoria, the cultural center of Illinois. I've always said this.
All right. With that, I want to make sure we have enough time for the game. So I'm going to throw over to Adam and Brigit because it is time for Washington State pronunciation game.
Washington place names game.
Oh, good.
2 truths and a lie.
Better.
So this might not be quite as damaging as the last game that we played.
I mean, I think I got shut out last time, and I mentally I can't do any more games here. I'm done. I hate Washington State, not the school, go Cougs, but just really, it was just like I was so mad. I was just like, I swear, like I was like walking around my house for the next 2 days, just like, really, pull y'all up, really?
Well, if we ever do Montana, you do have a fighting chance with some of the place names.
Okay, all right, but this is 2 truths and a lie for the Pacific Northwest. Is it the state of Washington?
It's the state of Washington, yes.
Okay. Oh, God. All right. I'm hoping for redemption, but I feel like I'm going to fail again.
Well, we'll see how we go here.
I have a question. Will my Western Hockey League knowledge play into factor at all?
It can't hurt.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So, Brigit, if you want to go ahead and screen share.
Of the show Frasier help?
Unlikely.
Yeah, I'm going to say probably not, especially because the apartment that he has in Frasier does not geographically exist.
Okay.
Like, you just don't get that view of the Space Needle in Seattle.
Damn it. Okay, whatever.
Yeah. All right, category 1 is presidents.
Washington.
We have...
He is. Ding, 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 ding.
I got one right.
We have...
If you sing the Animaniac song, you get bonus points. No, I'm kidding.
All right.
So we have George Washington, we have Madison Washington, we have Monroe Washington, and we have Quincy Washington.
So your job is to tell us which one is the fake town.
Okay, what order do we want to go in?
I don't know.
We'll go.
I'm looking at like the grid. I have no idea which order you guys are looking at.
Do we all want to take a guess, or do we want to buzz in?
No, we should all take a guess.
Okay.
I want George Washington to be real, but there's also no way. There's no way that George Washington is real. George, Washington, for clarity, listener.
I believe you the first time.
I am going to say
great national follow-do.
It was all a hoax.
I'm personally going to say that George, Washington is the fake one.
Okay, I'm going
Joey?
to take a stab here and say I think the fake one is Monroe because the University of Washington Monroe does not sit right on my tongue.
Commish?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Monroe here because I feel like if you were going to make a distractor for the Sickos Committee, Monroe would be what you'd go with.
It really would be. I got to go with
Okay.
George. I don't think George, Washington is real.
Okay.
It is. It's
George,
on I-90.
Washington exists.
Oh, it is real.
It's on the interstate.
Oh. Never been.
I've stopped for gas there many a time.
George, Washington is real. All right.
Never.
What was fake?
Never.
The fake one was Madison.
Oh.
Madison, Washington. Okay.
So,
I feel like I've heard of Quincy, Washington.
I believe George Washington fully because you never want to take away any sort of bit possibility from any frontier American. They love bits.
Yep, there was a town in Montana that changed their name to Joe, Montana for a time.
That's true. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I remember that.
Truth or Consequences, New Mexico was named after a game show.
Yes, it was. Your next category, as you can see, is the plains.
So we have Des Moines, Auburn, Springfield, and Aberdeen.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, we worked really hard on these. We're very proud of them.
I also happen to know that Auburn, Washington is real. Or I'm reasonably confident Auburn, Washington is real. So
it's real. I also know that.
Okay.
Because it's in like the Seattle area.
Okay. So eliminating that one.
I was really confident that Aberdeen, Washington was real, but when you said there was a trick, now I'm scared.
I kind of feel like Des Moines, Washington isn't real. I'm going to go with that one.
I'm going to take Springfield, Washington here, just because my strategy here is I'm in my head saying University of Washington blank, and Springfield is the one that doesn't sit right. University of Washington, Springfield. No.
Aberdeen, I'm going to say Aberdeen's not real.
I am going to go with Des Moines.
Joey got a point.
Ooh.
It is Springfield, Washington is the fake.
Someone famous is from Aberdeen, Washington, aren't there?
Yep, that would be one Kurt Cobain.
Okay, that's where I knew it. Okay.
Yep. And there is a debate over the pronunciation of it, but most people pronounce it as Des Moines.
Desmond is.
I'm mad because Idaho has an Aberdeen also. So I was like, damn it, there can't be like two in neighboring states.
You'd think that.
Yeah. Damn it.
Okay. Your next category is people.
Okay.
We've got Easton, Joe, Blaine, Wilbur, and Kent.
Joe's in Montana.
Technically not anymore, but yeah.
Not anymore, yeah.
Joe was in Montana.
So I think I did mention my Western Hockey League knowledge. I think Kent, Washington is a suburb of Seattle, and that's where the Thunderbirds play. So I think that's real. And just because it's the other hockey name on here, I'm going to go with Easton. Because they make hockey sticks. So Easton, Washington. I'm going to say that's not real.
I think Joe's not real.
I'm torn between two. My two that I don't think are real is Joe and Wilbur. Wilbur Washington sounds really funny. It's almost like Wilma Washington. But because I think I know three are real. I think I know three are real off the top of my head. But I'm just going to get it wrong because I am snake bitten on the state. But I'm going to say Wilbur is not real.
I'll go Blaine.
Pitt Girl got a point.
Woohoo!
There is no Joe Washington.
Okay.
Because he's in Montana.
Yep.
Was I right about Kent being a Seattle suburb?
Yes.
You were correct, yeah.
Okay. That is where the Thunderbirds play then. So my Western Hockey League knowledge did come into effect.
See?
Yay!
It's actually near Auburn, so there you go.
Okay.
My 50-50 did not work because I knew Easton, Blaine, and Kent were real.
Yeah,
and
Easton is over Snoqualmie Pass.
Yeah.
Okay, your next category is lies. Straight up lies.
Yep. All right. We have False Bay, Deception Pass, Point, No Point, Specious Inlet, and Cape Disappointment.
I love all of these. Point No Point speaks to me, and I think it might be too beautiful to live. So, that one.
Cape Disappointment is almost certainly real. Specious Inlet doesn't sound like something that you guys would make up. If so, credit to you guys, 100%.
I don't even
Deception
know.
Pass. Deception Pass sounds real.
I think that's called play action.
Play action pass, that's right.
Or would Deception Pass be a draw play? I'm stuck between False Bay and Point No Point. They both do sound very real, but those are just the two I've sort of narrowed in on. I'll stick with Pitt Girl. I'll go Point No Point.
I'm gonna go with the Specious Inlet. Not real.
All right, I'll go False Bay then.
Commish, you got a point.
Yeah. My God, I'm not shut out for.
You guys came up with Specious Inlet?
Yes.
Specious Inlet is not real, yeah.
Very good. That was the one I narrowed in on immediately. I was like, that's got to be real.
Honestly, I didn't even know what the definition of specious was, and I just looked it up. And plausible but false. So it's a plausible but false inlet. There we go. Very nice. Yeah, I got one. I can retire now. Oh my God.
I'll be here Googling Point No Point Washington.
Point No Point is really beautiful, actually. I've done like a day trip out there. They have a beautiful lighthouse, and I've been camping at Deception Pass.
There's a Cape Disappointment State Park and a lighthouse.
Yeah, dude.
It's not great from what I hear.
Light.
Yep.
It's a bit of a disappointment.
It's not that much of a point, which is why he called it Point No Point.
Yep. It's just like is
Point No
you,
Point.
You get off the ferry and you're just like, oh, there it is.
It's called Point No Point because me and Pitt Girl picked it, and well.
Okay. Your next category is mishmash.
Oh no.
Would you like us all to take stabs at pronouncing these?
I would love these, actually.
Oh God.
If
all
anyone
right.
wants to.
Okay, somebody go first, and then like we'll just take one each.
I've got Swinomish.
Okay.
Samemish.
Snoqualmish.
Sky Commish.
Stillaguamish.
Are we
Close.
close?
Did a pretty good job, actually.
Okay.
Hey.
All right.
I think you got them all.
Yeah, you did, actually. I'm genuinely impressed.
I like these because they all sound like British Columbian place names too. The one that's speaking to me is not real is Stillaguamish, and I don't know why. Just Skycomish feels like the obvious one you'd put in there and be like, they're gonna pick this one, but it's real. Snoqualmish is another one that is reaching out to me because there's a bunch of other places with snow in it in Washington. But I don't know why Stillaguamish just doesn't sound real to me, so I'm gonna go with it. Stillaguamish.
That one feels fake to me too. And I don't know if it's just the agua jumping out at me, but I'm gonna take that one as well.
Yeah, that's kind of like the name of it. It's like still agua and then mish, so it's almost like still water Amish. But
The still waters of...
Are we doing the Pennsylvania game again?
we're back in PA.
Well, I will say if Samamish existed, or however I said it the first time, in Pennsylvania, that would absolutely be Sam Amish.
It's my buddy.
I'm gonna go different.
Exactly.
It's
Sam the Amish.
Sam Amish.
Sam Amish.
I'm gonna say the one that's fake is Sky Commish. Sky Commish. And the World of Tomorrow.
It's a great movie.
I'll switch it up then. I'll go Samamish.
I don't think anybody got it. It's Snoqualmish.
Nope.
Oh,
that was my second.
Hiding in plain sight.
I was like, there's got to be like snow squalls, and maybe it's near one of the big mountains there. But okay.
Yep. Snoqualmie
There's a mountain pass called Snoqualmie Pass. So.
Yep.
Sammamish
has a very large state park.
Sammamish.
And a man-made lake.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Ooh, the South.
Your next category is the South.
So we have Jamestown, Mount Vernon, Marietta, and Richmond.
Okay. I feel like Mount Vernon has to like definitely be real, right? Like
Gotta be by George Washington.
I mean, that's more
exactly.
George Washington.
You got George, Washington.
I mean, there's more. I gotta look up George, Washington now, but I'm still.
I feel like Marietta's not real. There are a lot of those, but I don't know that there's one in Washington.
I could be completely off base here, but I think I found the trick. I think Mount Vernon is in British Columbia. There could be two like Vancouver, but I think Mount Vernon is in British Columbia, so I'm going to go with that one.
Well, I mean, like, okay. I feel like I've handled Real Job out of Washington, Richmond, out of there. I feel like that's real. Mount Vernon feels real. Marietta feels real. I just don't think Jamestown is real, but I'm probably wrong, but I'm going to say Jamestown.
I'll go Marietta.
Did we all split it there? Or no one said Richmond. Okay.
And Richmond is the right answer.
Oh my
Damn it!
There's a Mount Vernon, Washington, eh?
Yeah. It's right up the road from me.
Mount Vernon.
Mm-hmm. There's a Richland.
Oh my god, the city in British Columbia is just called Vernon, but the mountain is there. God damn it. There's a mountain in Vernon, but it's not Mount Vernon apparently.
I love that George, Washington has an amphitheater called Gorge.
Yeah, the gorge is gorgeous. And I didn't
The gorge
mean that
Gorge
in
in
that way.
Georgia?
Oh,
But,
yeah.
I saw Boy Genius and CRJ there last year, and
Nice.
God
primo
damn,
concert
that's
venue.
absolutely
And you can camp there.
spectacular.
It's yeah. If you can ever go to a concert at the Gorge, you absolutely should.
And then you get to look over where the Missoula floods cut out the gorge.
Mm-hmm.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, I spent like most of the time like zoned out, just looking at like, holy crap, this is beautiful.
I'm sure the Boy Genius music did not help.
Oh yeah, I was just fully like in the zone. Like I hardly remember half the concert because I was just like, I was in my head and in my feelings.
Not strong
As one
enough
should
in
be at a
that-
Boy Genius concert.
Yeah, not strong
Yes.
enough in that backdrop. Feels like it would make me believe in God.
Yeah, it was a divine moment with just like everybody just spread out and up and down. Yeah, beautiful. All right, your next category, you're gonna have fun with the names on this one. Repetition.
So we have Hama Hama, Walla Walla, and Donna Donna.
This feels like a 50-50.
This is a 50-50. I think
Yeah.
we all know Walla Walla exists.
Yeah.
Can we all agree that Walla Walla exists?
Walla
Or is
Walla
it the
does.
trap? Did they change the name of the city?
No. It's... Walla Walla, Washington exists.
I feel like, oh my god, this is the first one where I feel like both are fake. Like,
How do you know they're not? No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
all the other ones I've been like, they're all real. This one I'm like, no, two of them are fake for sure.
I feel like Donna Donna's fake.
I'm gonna go
It
with
just
Hamma
that feels
Hamma.
fake.
I think Hamma Hamma's fake.
Yeah, I gotta go with Hamma Hamma. Yeah, whatever.
All right, well, I'll hop on Donna Donna then to balance out the numbers.
It's Donna Donna.
Fuck,
Woohoo!
I got the first point and I haven't got a single one since.
I like I said, Washington. I got one. I'm happy. Like whatever happens in the rest of these slides. I got shut out last time. I got one. I'm pleased.
Listen, baby steps, brother.
That's it. This state, it does not make sense to my Louisiana brain. It was not part of the Louisiana Purchase, so just got nothing for it. And I've never been up there. Closest I got was Pocatello, so that's it.
And Arthur got a point, too.
Yeah.
So, I believe...
Yes.
Yeah, nobody's getting shut out today.
It's good.
All right.
I got points.
All right,
Okay,
next
your next-
category.
Next category is bonk.
So we have Hump Tulips, Climax, Chuckanut, and Shaftesbury.
Climax is in Pennsylvania.
Climax is also in Saskatchewan. Chuckanut feels East Coast. It doesn't feel West Coast. So does Shaftesbury. So I'm going to go with Hump Tulips.
I stand by Climax is in Pennsylvania.
Oh, wait, we're looking for the fake one, not the real one. Chuckanut. Chuckanut's my guess.
I mean, since I've been writing the best season of all time for teams who stopped having a football team, and Shaft is in it, so I'm going with Shaftesbury as fake.
All right. Well, then I guess I will take hump tulips. I don't think anyone else took that one.
The answer is Shaftesbury.
That's right.
Shaftesbury is in Virginia.
You're damn right.
So I was right about a town on the East Coast. I just
Virginia is for lovers.
Who is the man who got too correct about Washington?
Commish.
Right on.
winning right now.
Commish, I need to mention this because I went back and looked at the tape, and Beth also got shut out. She just didn't say anything.
Oh, okay. I was mentally defeated. So getting 2, I am like joyously excited, and I got to do the chef song on the podcast. It's great.
That's just like you.
I was really hoping you would.
All right, because I can dig it.
If Pitt Girl is Jordan today, can I be Beth?
Sure.
Okay. Yay. We improved, Beth. Team Beth, we improved. I got 1.
You got 1, Beth.
Okay, you ready?
Hopefully she has
Your
power
next
soon.
category is America. Fuck yeah.
Mm.
All right, we got
Can
freedom.
we bleep one of these?
Yes. Bleep 1.
Freedom,
Read it out and bleep it.
Patriot, Spangle, and Republic.
Okay, my thinking is Spangle sounds like the obviously fake one, which means it's clearly real. I'll take Republic.
Patriot.
I'll go freedom.
Yeah, let's split it up.
Pitt Girl, you're on a roll.
All right.
It is Patriot.
So Republic Washington is real.
That's
And
right.
Spangle, Washington is real.
That's right. Pitt Girl's coming again to save the motherfucking day. Yeah. America.
Freedom. Patriot. Spangle.
All right, the next category is my
Lynchburg.
favorite.
Freedom
next category
isn't
is
free. Cost a
Massachusetts.
Oh God.
We've got Worcester, Lexington, Bunker Hill, and Boston Harbor.
Worcester, Washington. Oh God.
Is this Worcester or Worcester?
Yeah, they're 100% pronouncing this Worcester or something awful. I'm gonna go with Bunker Hill being the fake one, though.
I was also going to go with Bunker Hill, and I want to say I'm not just riding on Pitt Girl's coattails. I was genuinely going to say Bunker Hill, but if it works,
I will go with Worcester. I feel like Boston Harbor is plausible. I know that Portland, Oregon, there was like when they founded the city, there was a coin flip, and Portland won over Boston. So that's plausible to me that there would be a different Boston.
yeah, it's named after Portland, Maine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
In honor of the Kentucky talk earlier with Chip Gaines, I am selecting Lexington as the fake one.
It's Worcester.
Oh,
Worcester. Yeah, I was like, it didn't sound right, but
can we? Since
I
it's the fake
overthought.
one, can we kayfabe it that it's Worcester?
Sure.
Worcester sauce.
Your next category?
Murder.
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 All
Murder
right, we
was
got
the case that they
Massacre
gave
Bay.
me.
Murder.
We got Massacre Bay, Dexter by the Sea, Stabbing, and La
No,
Push.
God.
I know La Push is real because I, like every girl my age, read Twilight. So we can eliminate that one. You're welcome.
Isn't La Push the band that did Bulletproof?
That's
No, that's
LaRue.
LaRue.
That's LaRue, yes.
I'm gonna take Dexter by the Sea because that sounds like a Massachusetts name.
This one feels real to me. I think Stabbing is fake.
I will also go with Dexter by the Sea.
I'm trying to figure out how they got the name. It's like just like this dude Dexter, and you're just chilling out by the sea.
Hmm.
But you know,
I'm imagining it like the real city of Niagara-on-the-Lake, which is named that because it is Niagara Falls, but it's by the lake.
it is true.
Imagine that.
Yeah, Word.
Make
That's
good
what it says
wine
on the
there.
tin.
I'm gonna go with Stabbing, also with Pitt Girl.
It's Stabbing.
Oh God,
Okay.
I'm resisting really bad jokes right now.
Just keep it in. Keep it in.
I
Self-control. You got this.
Move on to the next slide.
It is tough.
Next slide.
Okay.
Your category is bodies of water.
We've got Hopeless Sound,
Which
Long
is the
Lake.
follow-up to Careless Whisper.
I was going to say that was the record label Nirvana was on.
Long Lake, Useless Bay, and Doubtful Lake.
I think we're looking at one of the lakes here.
I like Doubtful Lake. It's just a vibe. I'm torn between Doubtful Lake and Useless Bay.
You know, it's funny because it didn't go great for Washington when they had a lake.
True.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Doubtful Lake. In honor of Washington's own Doubtful Lake.
Here's what's messing me up here is why was Doubtful Lake not in the lies category?
I don't know. I'm going with Hopeless Sound.
Yeah, I'm with Arthur. It's Hopeless Sound. I know there's like Puget Sound, but then there's like, hey, here's another one. It's Hopeless over here. But I mean, there was a lot of deceptive.
Doubtful Lake is really screwing with me, but I'm going to take Long Lake here.
It's Hopeless Sound.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot of lies named. We could have done another category of lies if we wanted
People
to.
got faked out a lot when they were coming through Washington.
I'm never gonna dance again. Get defeated. Got no rhythm.
So
Your next category. Sorry.
Is Careless Whisper denial and then Hopeless Sound is depression? We're
Sounds
just going
right.
through the 5 stages of water grief.
Listen, from the names of inlets and sounds and things that are named in Washington, they were going through it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
There's
rain.
a lot of nooks and crannies and hard to find spaces in the Puget Sound, let me tell you.
Okay, your next category is days of the week.
Yeah.
All right, we got Sunday Lake, Tuesday Pass, Friday Harbor, and Saturday Rock. Arranged in the order of the week.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
Well,
Shut up,
okay,
Canadian.
we don't have time for this.
Shut up, Canadian. Yeah, shut up, Canadian.
I'm going
Canadian.
Friday Harbor.
Saturday Rock.
Commish, let's split it. What do you want?
I mean, whichever one you want, I'll take the other one.
Okay, give me Tuesday.
All right. Sunday, Jimmy Lake.
It's Tuesday.
Ah, good job, Joey. I should get a half point there, but whatever.
Fuck you.
All right.
Your next category, bodies of
Right.
water, part 2.
We got Medical Lake, Moses Lake, Lake George, and Lake Erie.
Well, one of those is by my place.
Oh.
So I don't know. Lake Erie is a great lake.
Yeah,
Well,
one of these is in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Partially.
Another
really
one's
good at
in New
throwing
York.
If I was really good at throwing a rock, I could throw it across a body of water and hit Pennsylvania.
You would have to throw very far.
Yes,
Yeah.
I said really good.
Joe Milton could do it.
Exactly.
Joe Milton probably could do it.
He probably could.
I think fuck this game.
I think Lake George is fake.
Shout out to the Adirondacks, Lake George. But, again, this is kind of a play on things in Washington. I'm going to say Let My People Go to Moses Lake is fake.
I think you're fucking with me personally in Lake Erie. There's no West Coast Lake Erie.
I'll also go with Lake George.
Okay. No, at Pitt Girl, you have us nailed. It's Lake George.
Woohoo!
Arthur also got a point there.
Yeah.
Yes, Arthur did as well.
Your next category is nature.
There is Sunrise, Mossy Rock, Sunny Slope, and Mount View.
Not thinking too hard. Mount View's the fake one.
Sunny Slope.
Mossy Rock.
I'll go sunrise. I feel like sunset is what you see in Washington, like if you're at the coast.
It's Mount View.
Oh.
Yeah. I take it back. I love this game.
Your next category is in it.
In it?
In it.
All right, we got
In it?
Wickersham,
You what, mate?
London, Saxon, and Sudbury.
Well, Sudbury, as mentioned, is the capital of Algoma in our new country.
That's true.
But I would believe there's a Sudbury, Washington. I don't think there's a London, Washington, because here's my weird Slumdog Millionaire one. When they had the London Olympics, they filmed a commercial with all the other Londons around the world partaking in a sporting event, and I know this because they filmed it in London, Ontario. And I don't think I saw London, Ohio. I don't think I saw London, Washington in that. So I'll say London's the fake one.
I'm going to go with Saxon.
I'll go with Sudbury.
Wickersham. It's a fake. It's totally a sham.
It is London.
Yeah! Shout out to where I went to college.
Woo!
All right, your last one is just words.
Oh, God. No.
All right, we've got index, long, page, concrete, help, and welcome.
Long Washington is just Cascadia.
That's true.
I know that they have a Long Beach, but I don't know.
I'm
There's
just,
a lot of different vibes in these.
the vibe of concrete Washington. I'm honestly extremely into it. I hope concrete Washington is real.
I'm going to go back to my old standby. University of Washington at index. University of Washington at long.
University of Washington at concrete.
Yeah, no, that's
University of Washington at help was just me in grad school.
I think it's Index, Wisconsin. Or Wisconsin. I think Index, Wisconsin.
Well, good thing it's not Wisconsin.
Wrong state.
Can neither confirm nor deny.
I'll go with Page.
I think help is fake, but I'm saying that mostly because I desperately want concrete to be real.
Help is fake. Someone who does not go to therapy was saying.
Oh, we all picked? Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'm picking help.
That is the right answer.
All right. Concrete's real.
Help.
Concrete's real.
I got 4. Woo!
That girl got like 7.
Yeah, can I get a final score check, Adam?
I'm working on it. Give me a minute here.
Okay, that's fine. I will vamp. We are vamping, folks.
I had a Canadian place names game in the chamber. I might have to bust that out in a little bit when next time Brigit and Adam are on as revenge.
Okay. All right, folks. We are coming near to the end of the show. Once Adam has the score update for us, we're going to wrap it up. So, in the meantime, thank you for listening. You can find us same bat time, same bat channel in your usual podcast places. Moving on, thank you for joining us, etc., etc. Does anybody have any other parting words for the lovely listeners tonight?
WDBD, what would Beth do? Bye, everyone.
We have the final scores. Pitt Girl did win out with 6, and the rest of y'all tied with 4.
Yay!
Wait, oh, dang, we did an Iowa Penn State. Cool. Good job, us.
Yeah. I just took an intentional safety with some help at the end. Thank you so much.
From help. There you go.
I kicked a rouge.